Welcome to my bedtime story. This is The Dragon Snatcher by M.P. Robertson. Outside, snow lay deep on the ground. George nestled amongst his books. It was a night to be wrapped warmly in the pages of a story. As George was reading, he was disturbed by a commotion from the chicken house. George peered out of his window, and looking up at him was his dragon. He had a worried look in his yellow eye. George threw a blanket around his shoulders and climbed out onto the dragon's neck. He clung tightly as they were whisked onto the north wind to a land that was neither here nor there. Over lofty peaks they soared until George saw a dark castle that cut through the ice like a shard of flint. The dragon landed silently and hid beneath the drawbridge. George knew it wasn't only the cold that made his dragon shiver. There was something evil within. George entered the castle alone. He came to a courtyard where a soot-black dragon stood guard. Keeping to the shadows, George sneaked past. He found a staircase that wound its way up through the heart of the castle. At the top of the stairs was a heavy wooden door, and George opened it. He couldn't believe what he found inside. Shelves and shelves of frosted-covered eggs. Each was carefully labelled from the rock gobbler to the horny cave dweller. They were dragon eggs. There was only one empty space left to fill, and it was labelled the lesser spotted red crest, extremely rare. Suddenly George was startled by a noise on the stairs, and quickly he hid behind a large egg. A crooked old wizard with a beard of frost entered the room. A shiver ran through George as the room became icy cold. "Only one more to find," the wizard cackled. "Then I will rid the land of these cursed creatures." He stared into an orb of ice and began to mumble strange incantations. In the centre of the orb, George could see the mountains surrounding the castle. The wizard searched the mountains, looking into every nook and cranny. On top of the highest peak was a twisted tree. Among its branches was a dragon's nest, and in the nest was a glowing orange egg. "There you are, my little beauty," hissed the wizard. "Soon my egg collection will be complete." The wizard ran down the stairs into the courtyard and mounted the black dragon. George leaned out of the window and whistled for his dragon. As it flew in front of the window, George leapt onto his dragon's back. They followed the black dragon at a distance, and soon George spotted the twisted tree. And oh no! The wizard was crawling onto a branch towards the dragon egg. But George had a plan. Using his blanket as a net, he snatched the egg from the wizard's icy clutches. Then the chase began. A ball of fire came whistling past George's ear and crashed into the mountainside. The black dragon was belching fire at them. George's dragon flitted to and fro, trying to avoid the fireballs, but he misjudged a turn and crashed into the face of a mountain. Luckily, George had a soft landing in the snow, but the egg fell from the blanket, and he watched as it rolled down the mountain and landed at the wizard's feet. "It's mine," said the wizard, holding the egg aloft. But the egg began to glow as if there was a fire inside. It burned hotter and hotter until it was too hot for the wizard to hold. The egg was hatching. The wizard looked on in disbelief as a tiny red dragon emerged from the egg. Then he sank to his knees, picking up pieces of shell. "The last egg," he sobbed. "It's ruined." But the baby dragon was looking at the wizard with love in his eyes, chirping like a chick. "Oh, he thinks you're his mother," said George. "I'm not your mother, you pathetic little creature," said the wizard. But as his cruel glare met the bright yellow eye of the baby dragon, the wizard saw the love that glowed within. The ice that had frozen his heart began to melt. Back at the castle, the wizard's icy spell had been broken, and as a new warmth filled the egg room, a wondrous thing happened. The wizard led the dragons towards the castle. "He'll make a good mother," thought George, and as he flew over the castle, a rainbow of dragons filled the sky. George headed for home, happy that once again dragons would fly free in the land that is neither here nor there.